Hi, welcome to True Mass Games. I know we haven't done any videos in a while, but we are getting back into it, I promise. So welcome to another episode of A Game Master's Musings, where we talk about different RPG-related topics from a Game Master's perspective. In today's video, we are talking about something that I like to call the laser technique. It's basically a technique designed to increase the fun of both all the players and the Game Master. And it is a technique that is not just for Game Masters, but also for all the players at the table. So those of you who prefer to just sit around passively as players and kind of not really pay attention until it is their turn, it's probably not the right technique for you guys. The laser technique tries to improve everyone's fun by helping all the players portray their character in a way that they want them, the characters that is, to be portrayed. Thus hopefully increasing everyone's fun, and that is of course why we're all here. We're doing role-playing games for fun, right? With the laser technique, every player decides upon one or maybe two specific traits of their character that they want strengthened, that they want focused on, that they want embellished. And the whole group, including Game Master, then works together to put the focus, the spotlight, on these traits. Not just for one player, of course, but for every single player character in the group. An example of this could be, one player says, okay, my character is super intimidating, and I would really like for everyone to portray my character, or help me portray my character, as super intimidating. Another player might say, my character is of high birth and noble status, and I really want to feel that. It would really give me a lot of joy if I could feel that status in the game itself. As you have noticed by now maybe, this doesn't just work for things that are rule-wise written down on the character sheet. For instance, someone who has very high strength or something. That could be a strength that they want embellished. But it also works for more insubstantial things like status, or maybe that a player character is particularly cute or particularly creepy when he or she talks. But it also works on weaknesses if the specific player of that character wants the focus to be shown on that weakness. For instance, if a player character is particularly cowardly or clumsy or maybe very sickly. Now, why is this called the laser effect? Well, it's kind of because of this image that I have in my head, I guess, of every player and the Game Master in this technique being like a mirror. When the spotlight shines upon that mirror, it doesn't just make it glow brighter. This mirror also throws the spotlight over into another player, and that player is also a mirror. So the spotlight goes zoop, 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 zoop in between mirrors, maybe back to the original mirror, and every time it goes from one mirror to the other and bounces, it is more focused and stronger until it becomes a laser. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I might very well be wrong because physics is not my strong suit. That's how a laser is made, right? A light that bounces between mirrors or something and then becomes focused and can cut through stuff. How does this work? What is needed to make the laser technique work well? Well, two things mainly. Firstly, you need good communication. So every player, ideally before the campaign starts, maybe during session 0 or sometime in between session 0 and session 1, shows up and says, listen guys and gals, these two or this one characteristic is what I want to put the spotlight on when it comes to my character. My character, Theobald, is of noble birth. Please help me portray his status accordingly and the reaction of everyone around him to him accordingly. So it needs to be specifically communicated to the other players which traits are to be embellished and strengthened. The second important point in the laser technique is mutuality. Is that an English word? Sure, mutual involvement. Remember when I said it's not the right technique for those people who just want to sit back and relax and not do anything while it's not their turn? Well, this is, in the laser technique, the exact opposite. Not just the Game Master is responsible for telling a good story, and that's, by the way it should be in all good role-playing games. But not just the game master, but all the players are responsible for telling a good story. They're all embellishing each other's strengths or traits. So while you're sitting there, you're not just thinking la 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 or whatever. Instead, you are thinking, what do the other players want? How can I increase their fun during the game? What were those traits that they wanted me to shine the spotlight on? And how can I do that with my character? And if everyone is thinking that at the same time, looking at the other players and thinking, how can I make their game the best it can be? Then, all together you can raise your role-playing game to an entirely different level and hopefully have a lot of fun while doing it. Now, there's of course potential problems with the laser technique, as some of you might have already realized. Two of them are the big ones that I'd like to focus on. Firstly, what happens when two spotlights clash, so to speak? What happens if one player character says, oh, my character is so intimidating, and the other player character says, oh, my character is so brave, and they both want the spotlight to shine on that specific part of their character, that specific strength of their character? Well, firstly, communication will hopefully be able to sort this issue. Maybe one time, if they come into conflict, one of them wins, and the next time the other one wins, or something like that. But also, this is a great opportunity for storytelling and focusing on the strengths even more. Because nothing makes you a badass like beating another badass, right? So this guy is super intimidating, and everyone knows that. But that other guy is not afraid of him. So holy shit, that guy must be brave if even this extremely terrifying guy doesn't intimidate him. And vice versa, right? The other problem, potential problem anyway, is of course die rolls. If you're really intimidating, but you roll really crappily on all your intimidation checks during the whole evening, then it's kind of hard to make you feel intimidating, because the dice have messed with you a little bit. But even that can be solved in some ways. And it's also another potential opportunity for storytelling. Maybe the game master can emphasize the uniqueness of this situation. Usually, you are super intimidating, but for some reason in this village, no one's afraid of you. What the hell is going on in this specific village? Or maybe there's some sinister magic, some curse being wrought upon you from the background that takes away your strength and you have to battle an evil influence to regain it. Who knows? But either way, it's a great opportunity for storytelling. The Game Master, of course, is also someone who can heavily participate in the laser technique. Remember, the Game Master doesn't just tell the players what they see and perceive, he also plays all the NPCs, and those NPCs can be tools to make the player characters look even more badass. Let's go back to Theobald, the nobleman. All commoners bow to him and give him respect because it is his due. Maybe merchants give him discounts or tell them their names so he can talk with his peers about them. Maybe he can get into specific places that he couldn't get into if he wasn't a noble, and all those other things. That of course doesn't mean that you as the Game Master have to gift this player or any other players free wins. A victory is not worth much if it is not fought for. So give the players the chance to shine, to be in the spotlight, shine the spotlight on them, but it is upon them to shine. That's not something that the Game Master can do for the players. Also, don't let the laser technique dominate the plot too much. It's often the small things that create this atmosphere of spotlight that you are looking for. In Theobald's case, it can be just friendly word, a deferring nod, a respectful gesture, a small discount. Maybe an NPC who is rude to everyone else is just slightly less rude to Theobald. These small things, the small touches, the subtle things, are what really sets the atmosphere. And with that, the laser technique can serve to improve not just one player's game, but the experience and the fun for your whole gaming group. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel right underneath there. Check out some of our other videos up here. And let me know what you think. Have you tried something similar in your games? And how did it go? Until we see each other again, True Mouse Games says good luck with your own games. Bye bye.